if I had one word to describe Chosen Con, I would describe it as a phenomenon with parentheses in the making, just because this is our second Chosen Con. And to compare it to what we had last year at Chosen Con, it's on steroids. So I can't imagine what the next Chosen Con has been like. But it's been such an amazing experience because it's my chance to give back to our supporters who have brought us to where we are at with the Chosen. And so I'm excited to be here. It's an incredible feeling. And yeah, it's a phenomenon. And I'm just so lucky to be here so I can show my love to our audience that has shown us so much love these past 5 seasons.
Did you ever imagine this show would be as big as it is?
No. Uh, and I laugh because it's just like, I always tell people expect the unexpected with The Chosen. As much as we want to think, okay, this is where the trajectory graph is going to go, it's not. It's always blowing my mind. It's always blowing expectations. You know, I like to think if Matthew were to track the analytics of what The Chosen could be, he wouldn't even be able to keep up because we're always breaking new territory, breaking new grounds, and that's what The Chosen does. So get used to different is exactly fitting for who The Chosen is.
Okay. Let's go back to Chosen Con for one
Sure.
second. What is your favorite thing about Chosen Con?
Our supporters coming here to see us. You know, we have over 5,800 people here, excited to see us. They're dressed in our wardrobe, and you can see the element of respect and love and admiration they have for us and for the show. And it's like we are helping them get through things, and they're just so happy to be able to just see us or catch a glimpse of us walking, and it's just so impactful.
Yeah, I heard them cheering in the hallway.
Yeah,
Kind of cute.
it's definitely an adrenaline rush.
Really sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over to season 4, which
Sure.
is currently on the CW.
Yeah.
So they're about episode 4 or 5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
What, if you haven't seen it, season 4 before, you're in it now, what do they have to look forward to coming up? Do you know? Do you
Well,
remember?
they have a lot to look forward to with season 4 airing currently on CW. The episode of that was one of my favorites, the forgiveness episode, was episode 2, which is a personal favorite of mine. But to look forward to, there's a lot more happening. You know, of course, tensions are going to continue to rise in season 4, and you'll be able to see that as soon as episode 4 airs, actually. And you'll see some very lighthearted moments. You'll see some full circle moments of some characters getting what they deserve and in the most beautiful way. One of my favorite episodes is also coming later this season in episode 7. So I can't wait for the viewers to see that. But it's just going to be what The Chosen does well.
Any hints for episode 7? Without giving anything away?
Without giving any hints, some things will rise up. Some things will find their way. Some people will have a futuristic reunion of some sorts, but lots of excitement. And I think the way that these episodes are told and the way it's kind of pieced together is what makes the show so beautiful. So just get ready for the ride because things do take a big turn in episode 5. Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right, so you just finished season 5. I know we can't talk a lot about
Talk
it.
about that either, yeah.
One or two quick words on what they have to look forward to.
Well, in season 5, you know, it's no secret that it is Holy Week. So you'll see Matthew, my character. He needs to make sure he documents everything as detailed and as proper as possible. So this season, Matthew will be doing a lot more writing because there's a lot to write about. So get ready.
It's amazing. It's really fun. This is my first Chosen Con, so it's all kind of new to me. A little overwhelming, but it's all so much love and so much warmth and enthusiasm. So it's really nice to be
Have
here.
you had a chance to interact with the fans yet?
I did a meet and greet this morning, and it was wonderful. Everyone's just so lovely, and some people were dressed up in costume. And I met another Mary Magdalene. She was like dressed in the same thing. It was really cool. Yeah.
Season 4 is on the CW as we speak. They're halfway through.
Yeah.
What do you think they have to look forward to in the next few weeks?
I think some of my favorite moments in season 4 are the second half of season 4. Episodes 7 and 8 are some of my favorites. A little biased, but there's one of my favorite stories in the Gospels is played out in episode 7, and then episode 8 is really sort of the beginning of the end. So it's heartbreaking, but it's so beautiful. So I'm excited for people to see it.
Okay, and you just finished season 5. Without giving me any spoilers, what can people look forward to?
Of course, everything is escalating. It's Holy Week, so it's just this very condensed time. but so much happens, as we all know, and yeah, it's going to be heartbreaking. I think it's going to be challenging to experience, but it's also, I don't know, some of my favorite stories. So I'm excited for people to see it.
What do you think of Chosen Con? Give me a little description.
It's like a humongous love bomb. Just, it's like they came into your hotel room and they just like woke you up. Like you hear, and you see someone standing over you. It's insane. It's really like the love and just, I don't know. It feels like a giant family reunion all coming together, and people are just so excited to be here. Yeah.
What is your favorite thing, if you can choose one?
I love the moments where you're able to make a connection with someone one-on-one, which is hard because there's a lot of people when you're running around, but every once in a while you get to make a connection and someone will just be, I don't know, just fill you in on a little part of their story and where they come from and what the show means to them, and that's just so cool because that's honestly like why we do it.
Have you had that encounter yet this weekend?
I have had a few people like during the meet and greet. I've had more people than you would think come up to me and say, I struggle with anxiety. I see myself in your character. And then it feels like there's this connection and there's this, we are telling this story, but we're also telling people's stories. They see themselves in The Chosen. And it's true. And you should. I think that's what the show does so well, is it's so personal, so personable and authentic. And that's why we have so many people here, because they see themselves in us.
So right now, the CW has season 4 airing. They're halfway through. Any thoughts on what people have to look forward to in season 4, if they've just watching it for the first time?
Yes, if you are just watching it for the first time, season 4 goes on a journey. And by the end of season 4, it's like there's no turning back. It really is the beginning of the end in a way, and we all start to realize what the road ahead may be like. And I think it's a really, to me, it's a momentous time in the show, is as you near the end of season 4.
Okay, so you've just wrapped season 5.
Uh-huh.
Without giving me any spoilers, give me an idea of what the fans have to look forward to.
Season 5 takes place all within Holy Week. So you're talking about 8 episodes in a short amount of time, and it's not just moment in the Bible that you'd recognize to moment in the Bible you'd recognize. We really dive in. Some of those things that I'm sure you can imagine might show up. We see the disciples sitting afterwards going, what just happened? Like not being able to sleep after something like that. We're arguing about, did it really mean what I think it meant? And we really feel the wheels on the cart start rolling very quickly, and some of us deal with it better than others. But it's a tumultuous, super tumultuous season, which is funny because it actually went quite smoothly to film. Yeah, which is good.
What's your favorite thing about Chosen Con?
Thinking too much about
I think the couches and the sofas, they're really comfortable, and I think I might have to ask production where they got them, because I'm looking to like newly furnish my place, and they're really nice. Like I don't know if they went to like IKEA or like, I don't think IKEA sells this kind of stuff. It's really nice. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about season 4 for a second, because the CW is currently airing it. They're halfway through.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so what would you say the fans have to look forward to if they're watching season 4 for the first time?
You're watching season 4. You have a good emotional turnabout to look forward to. There is a lot of big decisions and turmoil, and the beginning of the end being set up. So you have a lot, unspoiled, a lot of good stuff to look forward to. I hope you enjoy the show on the CW.
And speaking of season 5 and spoilers, you just wrapped.
Yes.
What can you tell us without giving anything away?
And The Chosen was something that people found.
Buckle up.
Solace.
Get your seatbelts and tissues on, because you're in for a wild, like strong, epic ride. Yeah, we stepped everything up a notch, from the writing to the emotional states of the characters to the way we filmed it. It's going to be amazing.
All things The Chosen in one weekend where you get to meet a bunch of the cast and a bunch of the crew and hear all the latest news about our show and just have a very chosen weekend.
What is your favorite thing about Chosen Con?
My favorite thing about Chosen Con has to be the meet and greets. I mean, it's probably close to 2 hours of nonstop meeting people, and it can get a little crazy, but at the same time, I mean, I'm just so grateful to each and every one of these people. So the chance that I get to smile at them, ask their names, and have them, spend like 3 seconds with Mary Mother or me, I hope they enjoy it. I hope they have a good time. But yeah, it really is my favorite.
And do you find that you have experiences like that outside of Chosen Con, or have people not realized that it's you on the street?
Oh no, in the street, no, forget it. Nobody recognizes me on the street. I also don't leave my house, so that can be also why. But I don't get a lot of chances to meet with fans face to face. Mostly on social media, and I do get a lot of messages that are incredibly heartwarming and incredibly supportive of my work and of the show. But I think there's a very special thing about meeting someone face to face and thanking them, and really hugging them and just, experiencing this moment with them. It's a heightened moment, so it's very special.
So when you all started filming the series, did you have any idea that it would become what it has become?
Never, never. I remember leaving that set and going to go home and going like, oh, that was so cool. I wish I could do that again. But we didn't even know if we would have a second season. I mean, this all started so small. And I mean, it's a testament really to the quality of the show. I will never tire myself of saying it. The writing of this show is amazing, and I'm not surprised that it has really impacted so many people because it comes from a place that it's just so inspiring, and so people are hungry for this type of content, but never in our lives. I mean, you hope that people watch the show and people respond to it. You never think that you'll have 5,000 people in a hotel in Orlando, just living for the show for a couple of days. It's amazing.
Have you seen any costumes so far? I've seen a bunch.
I've seen many costumes. Some are very, very detailed. I saw an Atticus holding an apple. It was great.
Okay, so right now on CW, season 4 is playing in regular time. They're halfway through. Any thoughts on what they have to look forward to if they're watching it for the first time?
Well, lots of things happening at the end of season 4, and yeah, I mean, the best is yet to come, my friends. So stick around for those last 4 episodes. There are, it's a very special moment, I think, in the Bible, a very pivotal moment, and so you won't want to miss it.
Okay, so prep us for season 5, which you just finished filming. Without giving me any spoilers, what do fans have to look forward to?
Well, it's season 5. It's about Holy Week, and so we always see this part of the story told in so fast. It goes by so fast. But we have the luxury of having 8 full episodes to really flesh out those stories and really know what these characters are going through. And I think people are going to be impacted in many, many ways. So I'm looking forward to it.
Chosen Con is our opportunity to thank the fans, the people who make this show happen, the people who watch it and tell us how it's changed their lives, the people who have given and sacrificed, the people who've spread the word about the show, the people who are devoted and whose lives have been changed by it. And we want to say thank you for helping us get here. It's also a little bit selfish, though, because when we get here, this fuels us. their expressions of passion, their expressions of thanks, their tears, all of that is what makes us go, you know what? The pain that we went through shooting this during the season, it's all worth it. We if they can do this, we can do this.
Great. And what is your personal favorite thing about Chosen Con?
Honestly, I think there's two things about Chosen Con that I love. One is when I'm up on stage and I get to surprise them with something, and you see 5,000 people just looking up, and you see them crying, or you see them laughing, or you see them cheering because they're just so excited for the new thing. But then I get a chance to meet, hopefully, every single person here. And when someone comes up and they've got tears in their eyes and they're saying, "This show has changed my life. Thank you for that." There's nothing better than that. I hope I never take that for granted.
Can you tell us about a moment that might have happened today? Something special?
Someone came in line and just started crying and said that their husband had passed away earlier this year. And it was shortly before, and it was sudden, and it was devastating. And shortly thereafter, they saw season 4 when Thomas lost Rama in a sudden way, and how Jesus was standing there and didn't say yes. He didn't fix Rama. He didn't help Thomas in that moment. And she said that was so cathartic for me. And it reminded me that Jesus doesn't always say yes, but he is there. And so that's why you do this. That's why we get a chance to do this. And it's beautiful.
And The Chosen in general, it is a global success. Did you ever have in your wildest dreams an idea that it would get this big?
I honestly never thought about it. I mean, from the beginning, I just thought, I'm following. I'm just trying to listen. And it doesn't surprise me that the show is successful because God can do anything. It wouldn't have surprised me if the show didn't do anything because I don't think about the results anymore. So now that I see it, I don't want to take it for granted. I appreciate it. It never stops meaning something to me, but we don't do it for the numbers. We're doing it for the impact, and that's what matters most.
So people who are watching on the CW right now, season 4, they're halfway through.
Yes.
It's the first time they're watching it. Can you give them an idea of what they might have to look forward to in season 4, second half?
Yes. So obviously the first half of season 4 is pretty painful. A lot of things happen that are pretty shocking. Keep watching, right? There are things that happen that show that Jesus is here. He's got a plan. We start getting closer and closer towards Holy Week, and then you got some of the most amazing and beautiful moments in the history of the world that take place in the second half of season 4.
Season 5 just wrapped.
Yes.
What can you tell the fans they can look forward to without giving away any spoilers?
So season 5 covers the most important and influential week in the history of the world, Holy Week. And so we start to get in Jesus' head a little bit. We start to see what he's thinking and feeling as he approaches the cross. We start to really lean into the fact that the disciples are confused. Why is Jesus dividing people? Here we have a chance in Holy Week where 1 million Jews are all gathered together. Why aren't we unifying so that we can defeat the Romans? And Jesus is doing the opposite. So we really explore that. But Jesus also gets to kick a little butt this week, too.
Isn't Chosen Con something? It's so crazy. We started this thing as a garage band 7 years ago in Dallas's basement. And we were like, no one will probably see this. But what if they do? Let's really go for it, And so we approach it the same way, And when you get to a place like this and you're able to commune with people who've been impacted or who just like the show, or maybe they like one of our actors, whatever the story, we find a way to sort of connect over this thing. And we're coming from places around the country, around the world. And it's such a thrilling idea to really celebrate the fans, because this is about giving back as much as we can. It also feeds us on those long nights because we have a lot of them.
Okay, so what is your personal favorite thing about Chosen Con?
My personal favorite, I think I like the costumes. I know there's not that many people in costume this year, but gosh, it's just so thrilling to have our own little Comic-Con, and to see people who've gotten so into it or who've given to us in the past of their time, of their own resources to make it to a fan event. And that by show of hands, I got a room of people to tell me about 30% of them had participated in some way, shape, or form as extras on our sets in the past. It's just, it's mind-blowing.
Okay, so today, anything interesting that you want to tell us about?
Well, I'm very excited for Dallas's announcement tonight. I mean, what a thrilling thing to finally be able to share with the world the work that we've been putting in as extracurricular to our work on the live action show. But in fact, what we're finding is that the product based in the Bible is anything but extracurricular. Like this stuff is, it's lifeblood. It's just as loyal to the Bible as our chosen live action show. We're just looking at you know, keeping our noises in the Bible for another 5, 6 years. It's thrilling.
Okay, you talked about how you started this many years ago.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea what it would become?
No idea. No idea. But of course, I'll qualify that by saying we were always basing everything we did on the best story ever written. Period. And so there was a chance that people might catch on to it. Now, we didn't know that any of this would turn out the way it did, and the way that we're financed seems so unorthodox. And yet, here we are today, because we're not the ones in charge.
Love that. Okay, so the CW's airing season 4. They're halfway through. For the viewers who are watching it for the first time, what would you say they have to look forward to in the second half of the season?
Oh, I would say that our story is unlike anything in the third golden age of television. So many stories out there about anti-heroes who do the easy thing and their lives get better because of it, but that ultimately arc towards a bad end. Our story flips that paradigm, and this is a story about righteous people who are doing the hard thing. It makes their lives hard sometimes, but that our story is arcing towards hope and redemption. And this is that moment when we start to foreshadow all the things to come. And things get hard, they get tense, but we think that people are going to ultimately come out this in a way that feels great. So we're really excited.
Speaking of things to come, you just wrapped season 5.
Yes.
Without giving me any spoilers, what do fans have to look forward to?
Well, they have Holy Week to look forward to, the most important week in the history of humanity. But they have to look forward to it, a new way of seeing that story that they've known maybe since they were children. They've been told since the felt board. 30% of the gospel's words are dedicated to this 1 week of Jesus' life. And so it's very well told, or it's very well documented where they went, where they were. Our job this season was to come in and tell that story in a new way. And so we did our research, and I think people have, in terms of the tone of it, they have something totally new to look forward to. It has a different feeling. It's urgent. The wick has been lit. It's all happening and coming to a head.
I can't wait. All right, is there anything else that you want to share with us today?
Just my total gratitude for the fans who've made this show possible. A lot of people say that, but in our case, it is very true that we can only do this because we have the fans and they're along on this ride with us. So I just want to say thanks.
There's a great spirit, isn't there, to this place? And if you've never been before, it's maybe hard to articulate. But I don't know, most of the shows we do, they're for like NBC or Netflix or whatever, and it's kind of business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where this is different. This is much more of a family. I know there's a great spirit to this place. I've never met so many friendly people. And that says a lot.
And what was your introduction to The Chosen?
Well, just straight into the deep end, meeting some of the actors and taking them on these adventures. And, we've done 4 of the 6 now. We've still got Jonathan to do and Dallas to do. We're there one, but we're almost there. And I think just getting to know the actors, their stories, because all these actors are brought from all over the world, all different cultures and faiths. And I love that. And it's become a really tight family with a really beautiful message. So yeah, for me, getting to know the actors and their lives in a way that's very natural. When you're on an adventure, it's raw and real.
So tell us about the new show, Chosen in the Wild, which is being announced shortly.
So Chosen in the Wild is me taking some of the most loved actors in The Chosen out into the great outdoors, having an adventure with them, getting to know their story along the way. It's what I do for our normal network show for it, the Running Wild show. We do it with Hollywood folk and sports stars and musicians, and we've never done a kind of a spin-off of it before, which I suppose is what this is. It's a beautiful collaboration with a really powerful brand of people doing something incredible in the world. So really proud of it.
Can you share us one secret from the show, something we can look forward to that maybe other people don't know about yet?
I think you will be really surprised at actually the personal journeys of faith that the actors have been on just through this experience of acting it out. It is not, I haven't met any of them to whom it's just a job. And that's rare. Most people, you go and sit on a panel of TV show, it's a job. They might love it and have fun, but this is different. These guys really had really moving, powerful stories. Even like Liz's, her story is transformational. What The Chosen has done to her. Her connection with Jesus has been, in her own life, in her real relationship with Jesus, has been incredible. So the sort of real in-depth heart stories and struggles as well that the show has also brought is been amazing to hear.
If you enjoy videos that follow your values like ours and you want to help us continue, go to movieguide.org/donate, because we're actually a nonprofit. You may not know that, but we're working in Hollywood every day to help families have more choices that follows their values. And also subscribe right now.